you so much. Thanks so much. So first of all, thank you so much for making it to the last session. How many of you representing manufacturing industry, coming from manufacturers? Nice, quite a few left. But, okay, so today I'm going to create a world record. I'm going to do some 27 slides in another 15, 20 minutes. EMC generally is a lot more about technology, takes a lot more time. But today we're going to talk about how do we really accelerate productivity with EMC infrastructure. Now, we've been contributing to all the industries for the last 30 years, especially starting from BFSI and then really expanding our footprint in the manufacturing segment as well. And we've been very, very successful, rose to the #1 spot only for one reason, that we could offer predictable, high performance, high ROI solutions to our customers over so many years. That made us #1, and thanks to all of you who really adopted the technologies and allowed us to improve upon them by your feedback. So quickly, relevant to what we understand of the manufacturing industry here in the country, today it is a few factors which are really transforming manufacturing in the country. What has happened because of deregulation, the barriers have been lowered for the classic manufacturers, and there has been stiff competition. And there is a need to be able to respond to this ever-growing and stiff competition. Consumers today have a choice. Gone are the days when we had only ambassadors and Fiats. Today, consumers have a choice, and they can very easily switch over. It's not about just adopting a product or buying the goods which you have.
You're blocking the presentation behind.
Oh, is it? Sorry for that. I'll probably come here. So, a lot of consumers, they don't even complain today, and that's the worst thing which can happen to a manufacturer or a producer. They just move over to the other side without telling us what's going wrong. But in the meantime, they have their own means and ways of expressing their, dissent by using social media or doing something on, just their close social groups. And the success depends on how well we know that what are they saying on these social media, vehicles. And again, there is this big push of disruptive technology which is coming onto the manufacturing side, which is making the assembly line processes or the different phases in manufacturing very, very low touch or no touch, absolutely no touch. And therefore, it is moving towards an automated manufacturing processes. And the whole idea behind that is to be able to increase productivity and be able to compete with other global competitors. So on one side, we have deregulation, and then we have customers who are switching over very, very easily. And then we have a choice of adopting technologies which make our production processes very, very low touch and no touch. So how do we really get all these in perspective, and how well can we react to such transformational challenges or transformational attributes out there in the industry? First of all, it's been talked about, it's been abused a lot. We need to reduce costs. But how do we really reduce costs? Manufacturing is all about fixed costs being put into the assembly lines and then really amortizing it over so many years. But through IT processes, by using IT, making those processes simpler, we can really reduce costs, not only on the IT side of the things, but also ensuring the workflow is more streamlined on the manufacturing side as well. And that we could do by simplifying the process, by integrating different divisions within the company and with our outside suppliers and our consumers, right up till the customer. Today, there are ways and means where we can really integrate a customer into the manufacturing process and deliver maximum value through our customized goods. And also what makes today's market very, very dynamic is the fact that we have the ability of knowing what our customers really need. And while we produce these goods, we need to know exactly what are they saying about us. It's not about how did we segment the market and what is the requirement out there, but what is the feedback they're giving to us, and therefore be able to react to that challenge very, very quickly. Protecting your intellectual property, and that, I think, in a local market, in a market like India, differentiates the local manufacturers from the global competitors we have, is the ability of protecting our intellectual property and putting it to the best use. All of it has to be done under the boundaries of information security and compliance and laws of the land. You would see EMC delivering solutions in all these areas, and in the next 20 minutes, we're going to go through some of them. So what is EMC doing today? We believe we are building the information assembly. EMC, how many of you have heard of EMC before? Yeah, so EMC has been known as the largest and the biggest storage provider for organizations worldwide. But today, EMC has transformed, and based on the requirements, the evolving requirements, what we've done is we're not only contributing to the, traditional applications like SAPs and Oracles and email systems of the world, but we are also making storage which is best suited for the new generation IT applications, the big data applications, the unstructured data applications. And all these information resources, EMC allows our customers to bring all these information resources together and get a single view of all your information assets through hybrid technologies where we bring information from all islands together very, very securely, giving you a very holistic, a very comprehensive view of all structured and unstructured data which you have in your organization. And also allows you to use your existing investments into technology and your data centers to the maximum. Technologies which enable you to use your multiple data centers in an active mode. The ability to take availability to a different level where we're not saying that once when a data center fails, you fail over to the other side, but the ability of running applications from both the data centers. In case one goes down, God forbid any disaster happens, you continue to resume your operations or continue to do your operations from the other side seamlessly. And that's where we're talking about active data centers. While this information is being created in a structured format and an unstructured format, there is a need to protect all that information as well. And that's where the backup recovery solutions would come into place. It's not about just storing, it's about protecting as well. The ability to maximize information resources across data centers, and then putting some intelligence around it through big data analytics, wherein we take feed from information resources, be it structured or unstructured, and bring it up on a single dashboard, allowing you to make much better, more intelligent decisions. And finally, supporting the mobility costs. Today, the user or the consumer, they're not limited to their desktops, they're not really sitting in their offices or chairs and then consuming your products or consuming your services. They're very, very mobile. Therefore, a need to provide mobility solutions. And that's where we partner with likes of VMware and Citrix, Cisco included, and we provide virtual desktops and virtualized solutions for organizations. So all these areas, they translate into products, and products are not really relevant, but the ability of storing information, protecting it, bringing it all together, adding intelligence, and finally making sure it is available to the user while they are in the field. So that was EMC. Now look at what EMC is doing and how it really maps to what is happening in the manufacturing side. The role of IT in manufacturing, and we saw some presentations, has been growing, and today I think IT really enables most of the processes within the manufacturing organization, starting from increasing productivity through integrated information infrastructure, and that's where, from an application side, that's where ERP systems come into picture. The ability to deploy and use the power of SAP, power of Oracle e-business suites, that's what really differentiates. The ability to really use the advantages of these ERP systems, not just deploy them, but to deploy them well and then put them to good use. Most of the ERP projects we saw, because of lack of experience or because of lack of knowledge from the implementation partner, they somewhere lost steam and lost their way in the middle of implementation. What we enable for our customers is that you focus on business and implementation of these ERPs. Infrastructure should never be the number one, should never be your problem. That can be left very easily to EMC and partners, which can provide a very, very robust back-end infrastructure to run these applications. Cloud computing infrastructure is all about ROI, is all about the ability of using it on a drip model, as we call it. Whatever you must or you should pay whatever you use, and not really build a big, large assembly line of servers and storage and then hope that you would utilize it to the maximum. EMC delivering solutions in that area as well. Shortening the product development life cycle, and that's all about collaboration. Collaboration tools, we're going to take some example and see how EMC is contributing in that area. And build and improve customer intimacy. It's not only about producing, but also ensuring that we are producing the right thing. We are aligned to the demand which is out there, and also producing the right products. That can only be done if we have the right intelligence from the market, from the social media feeds, from our sales distributors and partners, and therefore we can produce just enough to be able to cater to the market at the right time and at the right price. So through a single view of information, be it structured or unstructured, these decisions can be better made, and EMC is providing infrastructure for the same. Increasing productivity, the essence is to simplify. You know, if you look at infrastructure as complex networks, servers, and storage, then you know the problem compounds, and you know, you lose focus from business, and you're trying to fix the network issues and the storage issues and server issues. So if you choose proven infrastructures, and if you look at integration points with different ERP players, SAP is an example, Oracle E-Business Suite. For example, we use both of them. We use Oracle E-Business Suite for our quoting mechanism. We use SAP in our manufacturing facility. By the way, we are a big manufacturer ourselves, so with plants all over the globe, one in Asia, one in Europe, and two of them in US. So we integrate the entire thing using SAP on the manufacturing side. So these are proven, qualified solutions. We've done it ourselves. We take the same intelligence and the same experience to our customers, ensuring that you don't face any hiccups while you are you know, on your road to implementing ERPs. That's a local case study. Asian Paints, they were having problems getting response times from their business intelligence application. Chose EMC storage only based on high performance and availability, and all of it is only possible if it is serviced well. You know, it's not about just integrating it into the infrastructure, but also making sure that your technology partners have the right infrastructure to support you after the implementation is over. And all of it came together. They reduced their response times by half on the BI platform. And that meant that every evening you could get the right reports on the table at the right time to make decisions for the next day or the next week. Increasing availability. While we simplify the infrastructure in the back end, it is important that it stays up. We don't want to see support people every time. Every time they call me in my office, I'm a little nervous because then I know there's some problem somewhere. That we do not only by building disaster recovery and business continuity sites, by providing infrastructure which does all this, but also ensuring that whatever investment we make to protect ourselves against a disaster, we should put it to good use. We should maximize you know, our return on investment on the DR sites as well, by being able to run applications in an active mode. In case one site goes down, you can bring up, or you don't have to really do anything, the application continues from the other side seamlessly. And those solutions are possible today with the EMC technologies. Technologies like vPlex, which makes information available on both the sides, and you continue to focus on your business. Talking of cloud and getting the best ROI, the whole what we understand of cloud at EMC is that it is a big shift from running IT to consuming IT. We don't want to be focused on really mending our networks and servers and storage, but start consuming IT as a service. And a lot of our customers, and especially in India, there is a huge private cloud adoption. Public cloud has been there. We're not seeing very critical workloads going on the public cloud. Slowly and steadily, people are moving to the public cloud, and that's the best thing which would happen. We work with service providers to ensure we offer public cloud services as well. But largely, the adoption has been on building our small, private clouds to be able to support any ad hoc deployments, to be able to increase utilization of your existing resources. And that's where EMC is playing a very big role along with its ecosystem providers, VMware, Cisco, Citrix, Microsoft, all included. So there are essentially three ways. Either you build your own, you have these disparate components, you put them together, and then largely you are trying to run IT by integrating all these components and hoping they'll work. Then there is the vSpecs, EMC vSpecs way of doing things, where these are proven infrastructure or proven architectures which you can put together. The applications like email, your ERP systems, your SQL databases, they're qualified to run on a specific set of, or a specification of server, storage, and virtualization hypervisor, and it gives you predictable output. At least you reduce the risk of going wrong at the infrastructure layer. But still you have to put these things together. And then finally, the third, which is all about consuming IT, is the vBlock systems. EMC, Cisco, and VMware, we got together and we created this consortium, an organization by the name VCE, Virtual Computing Environment. Although VC and E, they may sound very, very synonymous to VMware, Cisco, and EMC, but it's Virtual Computing Environment where we deliver infrastructure packages called vBlocks. So EMC, for example, runs our SAP on vBlocks, absolutely virtualized, integrated infrastructure model, wherein we focus on delivering SAP workloads. We don't have to worry about whether this network will work with the storage or this server, and how do we bring the hypervisor into the whole equation, and what sort of workloads would it deliver? Would it be predictable enough? So all that ambiguity is eliminated by using vBlocks, repeatable blocks of IT meant to deliver very predictable load. And we eliminate these support issues among all the components by saying VCE will support the entire infrastructure block. So you don't have to run to different application providers or different components or technology providers to get support on those components. Support comes from a single organization, and there is a single throat to choke while you move on to your journey to cloud computing. Basically lowering the barrier of adoption and allowing you to focus on businesses rather than building the infrastructure. It takes very, very less time to really roll this thing into your network, 5-day service, and it is up and running for you to start deploying your business workloads. Gives you a single support model for all technologies, VMware, Cisco, EMC, all put together. You don't have to run pillar to post to resolve an issue. I mean, when an issue happens, you're sometimes busy just doing escalation, managing escalations and collecting logs. With VCE, the entire infrastructure is supported by a single organization. Makes it very, very quick for you as a consumer to get faster support and faster resolution. Shortening the product development lifecycle, it's all about collaboration and the ability to really understand who is working on what patch, and the ability of deploying an enterprise-wide content management solution. And that's where Documentum as a platform has been delivering for large engineering firms, and has found its use in the telecom industry as well. And we'll talk about one of the customer communication cases in the later slides. But essentially, it allows you to get more control over your information resources. Unstructured data in your organization being created by one, reviewed by another, and finally published by a third party or a different division, being shared securely within divisions. All that can be done by building a very, very comprehensive content management platform. And that's where EMC is delivering a very robust single repository enterprise content management solution by the name Documentum. Any Documentum users here? Okay, so we have an opportunity, but look at an enterprise-wide repository of unstructured content which can be shared securely within divisions, between different divisions, and even to external suppliers, and building portals and making it available to your consumers as well. So I'll quickly move from here. So if you don't have absolute control over unstructured resources or unstructured information resources, these information islands may just get generated in bits and pockets, and that may lead to a lot of inefficiencies in the network. And with an enterprise content management platform, you get better productivity, reduced costs, and of course, you don't incur the cost of regenerating that IP, if I may. So if you were doing R&D, lose a file, if you don't have authorized copy, then you may have to work through it again, resulting in loss of many man hours. And that's where Documentum comes into picture. Business challenge, the solution is to have collaborative ECM, essentially giving you more control over unstructured data sets, faster delivery of business objectives, and better decision making output and outcomes, because all of it is stored in one place. So from an application maintenance perspective, it is another advantage because you could just go and upgrade the application at one place. You don't have to go and look at different repositories to be able to upgrade and then manage all those repositories separately. Functional use cases, Documentum finds its use case in product planning, project management, marketing, R&D, CRM, building communities of practice, and of course, sales enablement. Protecting your information assets, EMC has been doing a very, very good job in storing information, and we've been at the core of a lot of R&D organizations, storing design files, remote office, factories, laptop, desktops. We have the ability of providing solutions which can store information at all these levels. But what about protecting them? So we'll quickly go through how do we really enable a lot of manufacturing organizations to protect their IP, not only within the large data centers, and that's where it's easy to protect because that's where you have all the IT resources. But what about remote offices and branch offices? What about factories where a lot of work is done, but you're not really sure if it is safe, if it is protected well? And that's where we provide solutions for backing them up over WAN links. You don't really have to have high-speed networks. You could simply have the ability of backing desktops and laptops over these very thin or not so powerful WAN links and store or protect that information very, very securely. We use deduplication built into our backup products, which allows you to basically back up a chunk of data only once, and if that chunk is common across multiple desktop, laptops, or servers, within a factory, within a remote office, or within an organization, the more clients you include, better deduplication you get, and only very little data flies over the WAN, which makes WAN-based backups a possibility today. So we've had some large manufacturers implementing these solutions in their remote offices and factories, and backing up more than 2,500 desktops and laptops using EMC Avamar. Makes a very, very good case. It has a very high ROI because I'm not investing extra in WAN links, and I'm extending protection not only from within my data center, I'm taking it to the external remote offices and branch offices. Shortens the backup recovery time as compared to traditional backups. Because everything is disk-based, the backup recovery times are shortened to a great extent, and it is more so, it is very predictable. When you really need the data back, it will come back to you because it is online, it is in the disks. And when it comes to auditors coming over and asking, okay, can we have a copy of that, or can we have that version of so-and-so information, you can just pull it out of the Avamar grid. Customer intimacy solutions, the more successful we are, the closer we get to our consumers, and that's all about improving the customer experience, demand analysis, of course, sentiment analysis. So all these solutions being offered by EMC, a quick look, customer experience basically drives loyalty. So if we can customize our offerings, or at least to start with, as a manufacturer, customize our communication to our consumers or end users. And we don't have to really do it in paper and envelopes these days. We could do it over the web. We could do it through a push mechanism, e-push mechanism, and all of that can very well be handled through the document management suite, where we have expressions as a module, which allows you to customize all the documents generated through a life cycle of a customer. So if you were a business who's really dealing with end customers, and you knew that customers have in different segments have different preferences or different choices, you can customize on the fly without having people doing it on paper. You can customize all that communication and then be able to represent it back to your consumers. Basically gives the consumer a feeling that you're well taken care of, and builds loyalty to a brand or to a manufacturer. The demand analysis solutions, very complex, comes from our ERP systems. That's the easier one to crack because everything is very, very structured. It is all in our databases. We know what our inventories are, and we know how many trucks are moving out of our factories. We know how much inventory our suppliers are having, and then we could work on that. But the other side, we really don't know what's happening in the market, what is the changing user preference. If we could assimilate all this information, the structured and the unstructured, and bring it into an analytics platform and give you a comprehensive view of what is happening in that segment, it will give the business a much more intelligent platform to make decisions. And that's what we do through EMC Green Plum. The ability of taking information from structured and unstructured information feeds all across around, through social media feeds as well, and then processing it in real-time basis and allowing you to make decisions on the fly. And that's where we're supporting many manufacturing organizations make very quick business decisions. What our customers are saying about it, about us. Somebody gives you a feedback, it is very welcome, and we act upon it. We have an opportunity to really fine-tune our products, but sometimes they may not give you a feedback directly. They may just give a feedback on social media. Or we know what happened with the Vodafone case. Somebody got really angry and just went crazy on the social media, and that really hit the brand image and reputation. We don't want that to happen. If somebody is doing that, then we need to pick it up very early and then take corrective action. And that's what is the new trend, is the ability to respond faster to the changing customer needs or picking up any unhappy customer. And all of it can be assimilated, making sure that we align our services, our products in a way that a customer is not unhappy anymore, and we take corrective action or make some changes in our product, ensure that we could respond back to him very quickly, and then deliver more value back to the customer, enhance to the business. So brings me to the last slide. Over 30 years of experience in storage, number one in collaboration tools. Documentum today is delivering a lot of business value and putting in a lot of intelligence to the unstructured information out there. And disaster recovery solutions, deduplicated backups, etc., protecting your information. All these products are a little immaterial, but if you look at your information assets, right from storing them to be able to protect them, to be able to add intelligence to those information assets, and then finally delivering value back to the business is what EMC is enabling today. Thanks for staying with me. Thank you.